Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Expanded Understanding. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. We have a pretty, hopefully, fun show tonight. I got Kevin and Willow will probably be on here. Kevin definitely. Aaron will be here in a little while. Jen might show up in the chair next to me. And really, honestly, if anybody else is watching wants to come in and join the conversation, feel free to do that too. For people who have been watching this show before, we are like kind of just because of what we want more out of our own lives, we are kind of like shifting the kind of format of basically this show into really more what we wanted it to be in the first place, which is really just like a place to have fun and meet other like-minded individuals and have a good time with that, because I think we can all agree that we have plenty of bullshit in our life and we really like don't need more of that, to be honest. And really actually at the end of the day, if you start being happy today, well, you don't got to get all these things that you think are standing in the way of that happiness. So, we're going to be shifting a little bit to trying to present that. Hopefully that is enjoyable for you. And tonight we're going to start that with having wonderful people like Kevin, who we have here with us coming on. And Kevin, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Fucking.
Why is my shit not in the background? I have no background. There we go. Now I have a background. Yeah, I did it. I like the setup now. I can see the thing behind you better, and the thing behind you is really cool, and it looks like it's all like coming out of your head and stuff. It's actually a pretty cool camera backdrop.
Yeah. I actually I had my condenser mic all set up and shit. Like I was gonna go like pro audio and stuff, but then I was like, nah.
That's too much work.
That was it was yeah, that was
We're good.
it was a fucking ordeal. Just like when I broke out the turntables the other night, or like oh my god. It's like, no.
Actually pulled out some turntables, huh?
Yeah.
How much vinyl do you have?
Not very much at all. So I've got basically I'm taking like a boy of mine like the tables were in a smoky ass environment, and so were the CDJs. So I don't care like if it's the cheapest like piece of audio equipment or whatever. Like I just won't smoke around it or put it in an environment like that. I always take care of my shit. So like basically, he was moving, so while he gets to feel for how his roommates are and stuff, I'm kind of babysitting them. So I got 2 decks and 2 CDJs, and like it took like an hour to set the shit up, and then just train wrecking all over the place. I'm like, man, like I'm not gonna like. Why would I sit here and keep getting angry? Like, why would I make myself angry for playing music? Because that's basically what was happening. I'm like, I'll just go back to creating.
Kevin hit the pause button on his turntables. You scratching the record right now. Rick rear.
Oh my god! Like, I guess it's how I learned was on techniques, and they were overclocked. And you can and these are not techniques, and you can feel the fucking difference. Like I don't care like how much companies have like come, like whether it's Stanton or Newmark, and try to mimic or beat and compete with techniques. Like there's no other than techniques, in my opinion. Like
them old like Technics 1200s, back in like the turn of the millennium time.
Yeah.
It was like someone would say like, yeah, dude, I got some turntables, and you're like, did you get some turntables or did you get some turntables? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you got a setup or you're set up? Which one are you talking about?
Yep. Like so, I mean, the Platter release, like just in and of itself is awesome. And then I'm like maxing out on 45, all the way pitched as fast as it'll go, and I'm like, this is too slow. So I'm like, wow, those tables were overclocked like shit when I was like the decks that I learned on. I'm like, this is frustrating as shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like,
I'll go fucking sound right ever.
I'll just go back to creating the music and fucking let somebody else spin that shit.
Yeah. Like, I wonder how many people out there now that are like really well known for their DJ career have actually never done something on a pair of turntables. I bet you it's a pretty large percentage. And it's kind of weird because like it's a legitimate fucking skill. It's not like something else you have done. And so it's like to have that skill is what being a DJ was at one point in time. Like you were a disc jockey. You knew how to make the fucking discs actually play right, you know? And then on top of that, then like we get into all like mixing, harmonic mixing, remixing on the fly, like all this kind of shit like that. But at its core was like, you're actually able to tactilely make this shit happen, which was a skill that's like in a lot of cases just fucking gone today with a lot of DJ sets because they really just get composed in like a you know, an audio workstation, digital one. And I wonder how, like, what the percentage, I wonder how much money some people have made off of being a DJ when they've technically never been a DJ. You know, like, yeah, but technically you're kind of like a producer. You're like more like a producer, really. You're producing mixes. You're not really, you know, mixing. So
like I knew a cat, man, like the preparation, like when he said he was a DJ, I was prepared for two decks and just like I have some vinyl that I know certain tracks go well together. Like, no, this was not the case. This was fucking like 4 hours of key signatures matched from one to the other, flowing into. I'm like, so you basically just show up and press a button.
Yeah.
And it sounds great. And like, I was like, dude, but I was like, that's so much prep work that you're taking the actual, you're DJing right now for nobody. You know what I mean? Like, so like I try to look at it from that perspective, and I just can't fucking like, because it like when I learned on decks there, like I would overcompensate. Like I would hear something happening before it actually was happening. So I always like spin the platter when it didn't need to be spun. And then like, you know, it was just like trial and error, blood, sweat, and tears. So I will say that for what I can do in a DAW, like that shit was a pain in the fucking ass. And it was fucking not easy.
Like people don't realize that fucking DJs would spend like 10 times more time at their house getting the set ready than they would. I mean, technically, like if you're making just like I guess a digital one at this point in time, like you're spending all the time getting it ready at the house, and then you're done, you know. But like just like you know, marking the key of their records and having like all these clever little ways of like, you know, marking the middle of the platter where like, you know, certain points were in the song and like shit like this. And it was like, and you know, they had their crates all organized and shit by like key and tempo and fucking all this crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I mean, now you've got that like that key wheel. That's what I saw like Homeboy doing, and it was like super easy, streamlined, but still it was a lot of like just prep time by himself. So basically all he got there in front of the crowd and pressed play and then just pumped his fucking hand in the air. I'm like, I would feel stupid if that was me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's weird. It's like you're producing a track and then when you play it, you're like a dancer on the stage. Just like your dance is to be like
exactly, like
it's pretty weird. It's like, pretty fucking weird. It's weird. I mean, but like when you know, like I understand why people get fooled by it, but like if you actually like know how a set of decks works and what shit does and what effect it makes on the sound, it's so funny when like especially when you'll see like recordings of this and they'll show the guy doing something on the mixer, but the thing that he's doing is not happening in the sound at all. Like that would definitely be doing something like this and it's not happening at all. You know? So he's literally just like doing shit. It's crazy. I mean, you would expect it, like maybe they didn't want to get caught. They would actually like build out their performance. So they would like practice their set and like what they could do on the decks that actually looked like they were constructing it on the fly. Dude, you know who the fucking best DJ ever is, in my opinion, dude, at this point in time? Fucking James Zabila. Have you seen some of his shit? Like his like well, he started out as like a progressive house DJ, but he's moved much more into, well, really kind of a genre that he defined, which is tech house, which is all like, it definitely still has the 4 to the floor and the jack beat like house, but just like it's all about like sampling, remixing on the fly, adding crazy filters and doing all this nutty ass shit. Like just all he's basically just like completely composing on the fly, but it's fucking amazing, dude. And like I mean, I've watched him grow because like he was kind of like an understudy of Sasha, who was an understudy of Digweed, and like I was like I'm such a Digweed fanboy. It's actually probably kind of gross to, you know, and then probably actually in a certain way even more so with Sasha. So like this guy being their protege, you know, like shit, in the first place, when I was seeing him around, I was like, man, you know, I had to deal with the like, man, fuck this guy, because I wished I was in his position. You know what I mean? I was like, that would be so sick, you know? But like, dude, he did it justice, man. I don't think I would have ever gotten as good as he is now. Like, I wonder if I can get away with playing a video. I don't know really like whether this is like a good thing. I have to, because I would have to find like the right spot.
Hi, Jen.
Side of this video that I'm talking about. Yeah, Jen's here. She needs headphones. She'll notice that here pretty soon, though, or hear me. So it's cool to watch Zabila. There's I'm gonna link this set in the chat, and you should save the link because it's a really good set, especially from like a DJ perspective.
Okay.
And if anybody else wants to watch it, of course, like that, have a good time watching that. But I wish I knew like a specific part in here that was like particularly outstanding.
Yeah.
He like he uses so many devices, and so like he does, you know, he integrates even like his iPad so that he can still continue to use like a digital audio workstation and has it like all laid out. He's literally got so far that he started like building plugins and apps so that he could do shit that like they didn't even allow him to do really. And like he's actually been you know, a lot of like the really good plugins, they end up using him as like a tester because like he's a fucking genius, dude. He's like a Mozart, only just electronic shit and turntables. And he comes like far enough back that he is the era of like putting some fucking wax on a fucking turntable and placing the needle right. Like he scratches like a fucking monster, and it like he's got all the things.
Like that's another thing that just went right over my fucking head. I cannot scratch vinyl to save my fucking life.
It's so hard. It looks like they're not really doing anything. Like it's like you just do a little of this, twit, and then it like does everything. It doesn't fucking work like that. Like you wish it worked like that, but it does not work like that. If you go and try to scratch, anybody watching this that has never tried to scratch a record, if you go and try and scratch a record, I assure you, the first like 100 times that you try, unless someone else advises you, nothing like what you think is going to happen is going to happen at all. And if someone tells you what to do, different story, but it's very specific, like what kind of sounds you have to find. They have to like be elongated enough so that the pitch stays the same while you like drag it back and move it forward. It's actually a very precise craft. And like you're doing, so like the whole idea of the old like pat your stomach or like rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time, you're very much doing exactly that, because you're fucking with a crossfader on this lateral thing, but you're fucking with a turntable on something that's actually circular. And so you're literally trying to do like two different things at once. Your brain's not actually fucking built to be good at that. And some guys are sitting here fucking jumping between like several decks, pitching shit, adding a fucking sample, saving that sample, fucking tossing it on a delay, echoing it out, putting a fucking phaser on it, and then bringing it back in as the new bass line some fucking how. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Dude, your brain's doing like 70,000 calculations a microsecond. How is this possible?
I'm just trying to crab like
I want it to go wiki wee. Like I want to get that.
He's over there behind the back, like, fucking, like, you know.
Yeah, and somehow still picking out a good next track to mix into. And by the way, he started mixing into it 7 minutes ago. And like you didn't notice, but now you notice because he actually sampled that record and saved it while you weren't watching. He saved a little loop from it, and he's been sampling that same loop through the last 3 songs to start and introduce it to you. And he's also like utilized the difference in key of that to bring you
Right.
along some kind of progression that actually would have needed to happen over 5 songs, but with the overlaying of this sample tweaked on the fly, it's basically held the space of the 2 other songs he would need to bring in to actually make this a harmonic transition. And somehow that guy just did that in his fucking head, because he does these fucking sets where he'll just like he just keeps spinning records. You know what I mean? He clearly
Meanwhile,
doesn't have a fucking plan.
I'm trying to remember the Qbert video I saw fucking at Guitar Center like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Who's also a monster. You know, one thing I actually have a video of his open because I was trying to look for somebody that's good at DJing, but I could bring this open and then I'll play it without sound, and then there's no way that I'll get the thing. But like one of the things that's so cool about Qbert is that like you can tell that this shit is just like so easy for him. Like he's done it so much. You know what I mean? Like he's not over exaggerating any of his movements. There's no waste in energy even. So you can tell he spent like 57,000 hours scratching a record because he got sick of moving his arm like this. Like that shit.
I think Qbert would always, well, it was Rock Raider who won those DMCs, like a bunch of them, that he earned the title Grandmaster. Like fucking that man is crazy. And he teamed up with like the Executioners, and then they had that one song, like a single that they put out with Linkin Park and stuff. So, but this guy's crazy. Rock Raider's crazy. And I just goes right over my fucking head.
Like, look how much work his fucking left hand is doing right now. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
No. My brain's like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah, most people don't actually move their hand that fast at any given point in the day, ever. And then on top of that, he's not just like slamming it from side to side. If it goes all the way to the other side, it would cut it entirely. It can't go all the way to the other side a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And so like either it has to not get there or the flip has to be fast enough that basically the mixer can't keep up with how quick he's moving it. Right. So it goes like out in before it actually gets all the way out. But then you're basically like fighting against the latency of your interface device, which means like you need to be fucking fast. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And oh man, and there's so many guys that are like so good at it, because this is like a thing that like so many guys did that they wanted it to like be their dream. They wanted to be DJ Qbert. There's thousands of guys that want to be DJ Qbert that have put in 27,000 hours, and they're actually like so good at shit like this. That's one thing that's so cool about the arts. You know, you can continue to find like people who are like, dude, you're so good. And
when
like,
I worked at Guitar Center, man, like it would just happen randomly. Like 10 motherfuckers would be surrounding the decks and the rain mixer in the middle of the DJ area, and then boom, it would go down like right on the spot. And I would just be like, I'm not working right now. Fuck it, I'm gonna watch this shit. Like, and like it was seriously, that shit was the coolest experience. Like just randomly, like the right heads meet up, and then boom, it goes live like in the store. So like that was really cool shit.
Yeah, it shared that with like all of hip hop. You know, you had the impromptu break session, the fucking impromptu MC cipher. You know, like that's like the thing of hip hop that I think really, like, if we're gonna talk about like the powers that be, and I try to look inside of hip hop at something that was bad, or dangerous, was that like hip hop had this potential, and it happened consistently, to basically have just like a sudden pop up community. Like all of a sudden on the fucking street corner, there's like 15 dudes standing here and 20 bystanders. And they're a fucking crew. Like they're in cohesion. They're all bobbing their head at the same time. It's just like this pop-up unity out of nowhere. So it's like a movement could start anywhere if you just like let people keep breaking, DJing and ciphering in the streets. That was like not going to be okay. It's such a weird situation. I mean, like, they can't stop it anyways. You know what I mean? Like real hip hop's always been underground anyways. Right. So like, give a fuck about your mainstream. You know, any real hip hop head doesn't give a fuck that like, you know, 6ix9ine or something makes a bunch of money, or that like, you know, Cardi B can make a song that's basically I'm a fucking whore, pretty much, and let me get some of that dick, and then that's like topping the Billboard charts. Like no real hip hopper gives a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about that. Her shit's trash. Who cares?
Garbaggio.
Like, they care more about like who's winning the next, you know, like battle rap in their area than they give a fuck about that, because that guy's at least actually got like some wordplay and shit. This is one thing that I don't understand, why fucking people hated on Kanye so much as a rapper. Like his wordplay is fucking amazing, dude. You You know, he's like,
never
I got
really-
a mayonnaise colored mirror, or I got a mayonnaise colored Mercedes Benz because I'm pushing Miracle Whips.
See, like I never got
What
past
the fuck?
the ego is what kind of like turned me like, off. It was different than like a Rakim ego or what you know
Sure.
what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
so I was just kind of like stay back with your bad voodoo, like so. But he did do a track with Premier on the beat that made the beat, and it was KRS-One, Rakim.
It's called Classic.
Yep, that
Yeah.
fucking shit was straight fire.
That's
Like,
one thing that always like was where I kind of like always stood with Kanye, was that like a lot of the like really good rappers spoke very highly of Kanye West. You know what I mean? And so while like a lot of people who, I mean, I guess to my mind, just they really didn't know their shit at all. You know what I mean? Like they had some reason why they were blockaded on it. You know what I mean? But like the people who actually gave what he was doing a chance, like, and some really good people were really co-signing the shit that he was doing. And I understand why, dude. Like I literally listened to Late Registration last night. You know what I mean? Like I still listen to his old shit. I think it's fucking amazing. You know what I mean? He's an eccentric character, no doubt about it. But like, I mean, fucking Vincent Van Gogh cut his fucking ear off and sent it to a girl in the mail. You want to talk about weird? Like, now that's a fucking weird motherfucker. That doesn't stop me from going like, damn, Starry Night is amazing. You know what I mean? What
right.
the fuck? That's crazy. I can't believe some guy painted that. You know, I don't give a fuck that he was a weirdo or thought that he was going to run for president or cut his ear off because he was, you know, totally fawning over some chick. I don't give a fuck. You know, it doesn't take away from his art at all. In fact, it probably added to it, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Like, you kind of got to be a weird motherfucker and not really care what other people think in order to be a good artist. You know,
Yeah.
it's fucking almost impossible to do it otherwise, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like if you're fucking censoring everything that you say, like you're fucking boring. That's all there is to it. Yeah. You're worried about like what other people are gonna think of what you say. Like that's fucking boring. Nobody wants that shit. You don't even want that shit, right? Like when you're doing that in some situation, you know, you got your new job, you got your fucking career, and you're talking to your boss and you want him to like you because that's gonna go good for your family and shit. When you're in the middle of being like, yes, Mr. Jefferson, I would love to get down on my knees and suck your dick so I can get that promotion. You don't feel good about that.
Oh shit.
You know, you're like, this fucking sucks, but goddamn, I mean, like, I probably ought to suck this dick right now. You know what I mean?
Like it's money in my account.
It's the right idea. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? And that like that shuts a lot of people down, dude. A lot of people would rather like have it fucking hard in their life than, you know, just take a hard one in their life once. You know, like. I mean, if you play out the logistics on it, a lot of time it's better in this metaphor that's obviously quite vulgar, just to like, you know, suck the dick real quick and get it over with. You know what I mean? Just get it over with. It's not a big deal. It's just like eating a popsicle. Almost the same.
On the other side
Almost
of
the
it
same.
is Ferraris and fucking big houses. Like
It's
come
making
on.
$30,000 in 15 minutes. That's what it is. It's not sucking a dick. Don't look at you're looking at it all wrong. It's perception game. You know what I mean? It's a perception game. If you're staring down the long end of a dick and there's $30,000 on the end of it, don't think about the dick. Think about the $30,000. Easy. Just get into it as fast as possible. Oh, you know what I mean? Just get to the $30,000 as fast as possible. Just straight to the $30,000. Don't think about it. It's hiding in the bush. I know there's $30,000 in that bush. I can see it. I need to send a search dog to rustle it out of there. $30,000 goes flying away out of the dude's pubes. Oh!
Oh my god. That's fucking I mean
holy fucking
fortunately
shit.
it's what's
man. Of course, Will, that's the point. You'd rather not. I agreed. I would rather not too.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
you're
it's 'cause
not
you're
gonna
thinking
have
about the wrong thing.
$30,000.
You're $30,000 broker in this metaphor.
It's so funny. Like I watch myself now. Like if it was like 2 months ago and you were talking about that to like now my experience.
Yeah.
Because like for those that don't know, like I've like really just started marketing my business as massage as opposed to like all these other healing backgrounds that I had and just kind of have done that. then, and I don't know if it's the state and all of this, but in the 20 years I've been doing this, this has not happened to me.
There's a lot of dudes that want a hand job, is what she's trying to say.
Right.
Oh,
That's what I thought. Like-
pro tip for the fellas out there, like looking for a massage when you actually want like a prostitute, like that's weird.
Yeah.
That's actually weirder than just going and getting a prostitute, I think.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
your thoughts as the masseuse in this situation, is that weirder than going and getting a prostitute to think that, I mean, like you're passive aggressively looking for a prostitute, right? Like how weird is that? Solicitation's a pretty aggressive sport.
Oh,
And you're
my
playing
goodness.
it passively? Like that's fucking weird. Oh my god, so strange.
I wonder if it's like more amped up because of the dudes sitting at home and not being able to go out and get those like fucking normal, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
what
so
I've
they're
been
like, fucking
Possibly,
bursting at the seams. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I've been getting a lot of. Like I had one client that was like very candid, you know, and that's what he was looking for, so he didn't, you know, rebook after. So it was fine.
We ain't offering that
Yeah,
service,
we're
by the
not
way. If you catch one of our
offering
ads, that service isn't available here.
Explained that in this area that so many of the massage parlors, especially those, have closed down. And it is actually really hard to find. And then like the ones that he did find like ended up being like at a hotel, which to him was more of like a prostitute kind of concept rather than like
Which he has a problem with. Why? I mean, he is trying to purchase sexual engagement, which is by literally definition of the law, solicitation of prostitution.
Yeah.
So like he's like, oh, this feels gross. It's like prostitution. It's like, technically you're asking to fucking basically buy me as a prostitute right now. What do you mean it feels gross to go to a hotel?
like I didn't even think about that until right in that moment. I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait a sec. Like if you
Fucking double
chose to,
standards
like,
much?
engage in that and be like, okay,
He just doesn't want to
you
feel
pay me
gross.
for that.
He's okay with her feeling gross.
Yeah, but like literally you could get in trouble just like a prostitute here could get in trouble
Absolutely,
for
dude.
doing
You
that
can't
because
sell
there's
sexual
no
acts
difference
according to state
between
law.
that, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I mean, it's
Right.
it's
Were
yeah,
they,
so it's
I mean, were they
like
like 4 or 5-star hotels, or were they like the fucking
I didn't ask that.
breezeway, fucking tumbleweeds, fucking like, you know,
Yeah, I
stepping
didn't
over
ask
pipes
that,
and shit?
actually.
Like, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
little hole in the walls.
Thank you, Willow. I actually completely forgot to turn that mic up at all. You were hearing her picked
Oh,
up. in the
yeah,
mic. Jen, can you say something real quick
Okay.
without us
I'm
talking?
sitting here turning up my speakers like profusely, like I couldn't-
Yeah.
Oh.
It should be fixed now. Is she better?
Am I better now? Is it
Yeah.
better now? Hi, Patty. Hi, Willow. Hello.
Okay.
I love you guys. Yay.
She says that the massage place next to her PO box has been more busy than usual.
Oh.
Do they give hand jobs?
Yeah. Are they doing happy endings there?
What's
the-
If so, perhaps I can start referring them some
Yeah,
clients.
yeah. He might have some fucking clients for him. It's basically every guy that
I'll
messages,
give him a call and
except for
work
the
out a
ones
good
that you
deal.
basically call out on it. They, of course, are like, what, do you just think that I'm here for sex? And it's like, well, I mean, based off of our market research, yeah, you're male, so probably, you know. Look,
Oh
this
my
is how it
gosh.
goes. Women sign up, they like their massage, they continue rebooking, a nice relationship starts. Guys book for a massage, want a hand job, get told they can't have one, and usually don't rebook because of that.
they're
Pretty much.
embarrassed
That's
or like
like-
whatever.
That's just how the market looks. It's weird, you know. You got your outliers. The occasional guy, it's like, no, actually, I just have a shoulder injury. You know, it's like, oh, okay, well, good. You know,
Awesome.
yeah,
Welcome.
Yeah, fucking weird.
It's like I'm relieved every time like I filter it out with the men, you know, like what kind of injury are we looking at, you know? I'm like, oh, frozen shoulder, perfect. Come along. Yes.
Patty says that she must say that she only sees men there and they all look happy but also guilty.
Oh, perfect. That's
That's-
exactly.
That's how you should look after a good massage.
Oh, man. It is mind blowing. I just don't know. Like, is California just like more laxed with that? That's like another thing that somebody. is
Yeah, I mean,
doing.
that's where the adult industry is like, that's like regular
right.
acting. Those are acting chops to those people. And like
It's true. Hugh
out
Hefner
here
was
would be like,
there.
oh my God. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
like it's just like normal work.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I would say that most of the country would consider California a more hedonistic state
Yeah.
than the state that they're in most cases. anything in the Bible Belt for sure. You know what I mean? Like you go over there and like you probably they'll set up a witch hunt because you offer massages.
Yeah.
Never mind the happy endings, dude. They're
Yeah.
like, what, you think you can rub them and they'll feel better? You're a witch. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Oh man.
No.
But yeah, I know it's very interesting. And circling back though, that like even when you were joking about $30,000 and doing that, like even then I was like, oh, because like I set this like
Mine was a
boundary.
metaphor, by the way.
What?
I'm just saying for all the people out there, mine was a metaphor, by the way.
Yeah, it was a metaphor. But like even like talking about it, I recognize that there's certain semblances of me that's a little fired up about
I mean,
that.
shit, you could always do that. I would end up doing it for fun if I was in your position.
Yeah.
Eventually, some guy would be like, so, you know, like, can I get a little something extra at the end? And I'm like, yeah, man, it's 125 G's. What's so funny?
There it is. Like, just commit to the character. Fucking.
That's how much it is. Yeah, you can totally get one, man. It's 125 G's. Give you a hand job. You'll be all done. You good to go. $125,000.
Like my shit's
Because
that
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna go wash my hands off after giving you a hand job in like fucking well water from the fountain of youth with the amount of money that I just got from you. So fuck it. Let's wash my hands off real quick. Yeah. No doubt about it. Like just give them some kind of number that like they're probably never gonna say yes to, but if they did, I mean shit, dude. All you're doing is it's a fiscally viable decision at that point in time. Yeah. So it's I don't really people do it for much less. You know what I mean? A lot of women out there giving hand jobs to a guy they don't even like for no money at all. In fact, he beats them when he gets mad at them.
Yeah.
They still give him hand jobs. I'd rather take 125 G's any day of the week.
Yeah.
True
Like,
that.
when you like take it and you change the perspective of that, like where like what you could understand is the energetic exchange.
I mean, I give a guy a hand job a couple times a week for free. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So 125 G's for that. Damn. I wish I got 125 G's every time I gave a guy a hand job. I'd fucking $1 trillion by now or something. I would have had $1 trillion by the time I was 14. Fuck. I've been making $500,000 a day and shit.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'd be a rich man. Oh, if I had a dime for every time I gave a guy a hand job, you know. If that's the only rules, I'm probably still pretty rich, and I'm probably not here. I'm probably jerking off making dimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's probably what I'd be doing instead. That's a fucking viable business endeavor. I was talking with Joe earlier tonight, and like I'd really like to be in a position where I had enough land and enough resources that I could buy stuff to blow up and not have anybody get mad. It's because blowing shit up pretty fun.
What do you mean? Like buy anything? You mean like
all kinds of weird shit?
Like
wait, what do you want to blow up? What do you want to blow up?
a house? Like
Sure. All right, we fucking buy all the materials for a house, we build it up, and then we blow that
Okay, I was
motherfucker to
gonna
smithereens. Fuck it. That'd be
Or you
cool.
can get a double wide on an 18-wheeler and fucking bring it on out to the property or whatever and blow that shit up there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's put that double wide on the back of like a normal truck and then like soup that truck up. So it's rear wheel drive. So it's got a lot of fucking torque. So they're like, when that weighs it down, all that torque, it's doing a fucking cooking ass wheelie, right? And then somebody has to have the balls to ghost ride this thing while it's doing a wheelie with a flaming tube, double wide on the back of it. And that thing is just unbelievably rigged with explosives that are on a remote, so that as it clears the guy who ghost rid it and is doing a wheelie off into the distance, you can just fucking blow it all to pieces. That'd be amazing.
Super amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting I realized that like when I started, I wanted to have more fucking fun, and I realized like my brain was boring, and so I've like, I just took the brakes off of it entirely, and some of the shit I've been thinking about doing is so fucking ridiculous, like so ridiculous, honestly. Like when Joe's parents just left a little while ago, I told him that they were asking if I wanted anything from the store, and I told him that I wanted like 3 sets of oversized chopsticks, a case of whipped cream, and 2 packages of edible panties. And they were like, why? And I was like, well, we're gonna make imitation sushi rolls and then pay beautiful women to eat them, because that would be fun. just like occurred to me. You know what I mean? Like they're like, you want something from the store? I'm like, yeah, man, oversized chopsticks, edible panties, and a case of whipped cream.
Stat.
Yeah.
Stop.
You asked if I wanted anything. Right now, that's what I want.
Oh my god.
Did you specifically ask for the girls as well to watch them eat it?
No, that came into it later as I further sculpted the fantasy.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, 1 foot in front of the other.
Yeah. I mean, I you know, it all started with the imitation sushi rolls. I don't really like sushi that much, but I'm trying to find a reason to eat it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, dude.
Porta pies, dude.
Right,
That's
when
cool
Kevin
too.
was drinking, it was perfect.
Can we throw a house party before we blow it up? We can throw a house party while we're blowing it up, dude. For all I care. I mean, we don't have to be in the same house.
No.
We could be in another house.
Speaking of blow up things, did you tell them about your costume that you got?
I mentioned to some of the people that are in like the Expanded Understanding family chat about like that we were gonna fucking dress up in unicorn attire and go play some mini golf. But the outfit that I have, like, I wonder if I can find this easily with this very easy search. Amazon inflatable unicorn pants.
Nice.
That sounds like a good thing for a person to buy, right? Right? This is capitalism at its best, okay? Like you can spend your money on the dumbest shit ever, but sometimes you know.
Costume.
Okay, I should just put costume according to Jen. You don't. It's okay. You don't have to be mad at me. I'm just trying to find it. You know.
So mad right now.
Oh, here we go. I think this is basically it.
I know, but that you should get the real one though. It's way
Well, I mean, maybe it's related to this one. Is it this
but
one?
You want to see the dude, but yeah, that is the one. That is specifically the one.
Okay, well, maybe they got a picture of the dude in here.
Oh my gosh, excuse me.
Oh, that's pretty.
This
good.
is
They
this
do
is
have
a
the
pretty
dude.
good picture.
Yeah, that's a really good picture.
All right, so this. I cannot believe I'm getting this. This is a thing that I actually technically already own.
Yeah, he technically owns this now.
Technically, it comes with the hat. It does not come with the white shirt. I've decided to. Let me see if I can find a link for that.
Oh goodness.
Let's see.
Could you prime wardrobes that shit? Try before you buy.
It's the Amazon, man.
I mean, you could probably return it. You know what I mean? Amazon's more about user experience.
True.
And a lot of people have done this what it says on the shirt, so it's hard to find the same one. So we'll just like the shirt that I'm getting, instead of the white shirt that he's wearing that's all classy, I'm gonna have a very pink t-shirt on that has a cartoon unicorn and it says "I'm fucking magical." And then I also got one of the horse head like helmets. You know what I mean? Like it's like a horse head mask, but it's a unicorn with a horn and everything. So I'll basically be like a unicorn man in a pink shirt with inflatable pants that looks like he's riding a unicorn.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that while you're miniature golfing, it'd be easiest to be the pretty princess, and then like before and after you can wear the unicorn head.
Perhaps it might be easier to get from hole to hole if I had the additional horsepower.
You're having some unicorn with a side.
You got to think about getting down to the green. You know what I mean? You gotta walk the distance of the fairway. They don't allow carts in there, and a horse can't fit in one anyways. Let alone 2 horses.
Nah.
I'm gonna have 2 horsepower, so I'm obviously gonna win.
He's obviously a big contender.
Hopefully they don't charge me twice to get in.
Yeah. They'll be like,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
By the way, also, if anybody hasn't thought about it yet, yes, this thing is going to get in the fucking way while you try to play miniature golf with it. Yes, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's definitely going to get in the way, you know? So,
totally
right,
worth it.
Oh, it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, inflatable pants. That's a thing that people should have.
Yeah.
I feel like. Why not? You never know when you're going to need some inflatable pants.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
I can't believe this is a purchase thing. Look at it. Look at these legs. They're so.
Does it show the butt? Can you make like the
It
butt?
looks like this is the butt of the pants. Look at this.
So cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. I love it.
Oh man.
Look at
that
him.
face.
Look at
oh
this
my
guy.
god, look at his face.
The horse
Look
is
at
just
it.
as ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
You say,
Yeah.
Four.
Man, he saw me walking around with the pink T-shirt and the horse head on. This is him being like astonished, like, why didn't I fucking think of that? Right here, he's
Yeah.
sad, dude.
So good.
This is amazing.
So,
I can't believe this thing even exists.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is that like all these pictures, they're like legit adults.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they made this for adults.
Yeah.
They were like, adults need this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is something that adults need.
This is totally for adults.
Some guy thought that. That was a thing that legitimately ran through a guy's head.
Yeah.
He was like, adults will buy this.
Yeah.
That
we
was
do.
a decision that he made, and then he made this Amazon listing
Yeah.
And
and the product and everything.
an affordable price point at that
Yeah,
too.
that's
but-
what I was gonna say, dude. It was $30.
Yeah.
$30 to go and have fun like this.
He had to have taken a moment to be like, yeah, they'll buy it, but $30. Will they pay $30?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But let's say
Yeah.
it was once $40, which I think people would have actually paid $40 for that. Yeah.
Look at what they're getting for that $30. I mean, you're
Yeah.
This
on a-
is the deluxe version here, okay?
Yeah.
One size fits all. It doesn't
version.
matter if you're like an 8'2"
Wow.
person, you could still use this. It's stretchy. 'Cause it
Shaquille O'Neal could roll up in that fucking same.
Me and Shaquille O'Neal, same one.
Do you
Right.
think I can write it like
No,
go right in front here?
you can stand there as though you are, but
Okay.
you couldn't actually
Don't
ride it
try
unless you weigh
Yeah,
like,
could you imagine
3
getting
pounds.
to be able to ride the double unicorn?
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
it would be
gosh.
amazing,
It would
but
be amazing.
we'd need to like construct this out
monkey.
of heavier materials.
eat some
Yeah.
mushrooms, you might think that like it's a good idea, and you probably pop the fucking head or something,
Oh,
and then
shit. Guys.
I mean, let's face it, I'm gonna accidentally fuck this thing up like right away, right? Like, how can you not? Like, look at you have a gigantic balloon on you.
How does it
Yes.
stay inflated?
Okay, see, it literally comes with an air pump, cute hat. Air pump requires portable power bank or 4 AA batteries.
what?
So you use the pocket located inside the costume's leg to safely store the battery pack. Do not put the battery pack in your own pocket, otherwise it gets overheated. And
Wow.
you adjust the direction of the fan and tighten the drawstrings for the best inflating performance.
Wow.
So it's constantly inflating with a power pack. This is a motorized, inflatable unicorn costume. And if you don't have one of those in your life, are you actually even living? I don't think you are. I think you're taking it easy. You
Yeah.
know,
Like,
And all for $30. You get the pump, you get the fucking
$30, your life gets changed. Low price.
literally.
This
like,
is not even an affiliate link, and I could get this for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even making anything out. This is free advertising right here. Look how
Fucking-
happy she is.
puff me up.
Dude, look how happy the unicorn is. You know,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
they're just so
Wow.
happy together. So happy.
So happy together. This unicorn, this face is priceless. Come on, you know you want to meet this horse.
Dude, you gotta, yeah, you totally want to meet that horse.
I mean, ladies, admit it. A guy rides up to you in style like this. You
Hello
found
there.
your knight in shining armar, right?
Yeah, I totally found your night.
Right?
Yeah, like all night.
Hello there.
Hello there.
That's why I ordered it.
How are you ladies doing tonight? Can I buy you a beer?
This all started with like Lucinda coming over in her unicorn onesie. She has this cute little unicorn onesie. And then Zach's like, we should all be unicorns when we go miniature golfing. And then I saw that and I was like, no, man, you got to be this. And now
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
he owns a
It's
unicorn.
not Zach yet in those pictures riding the unicorn
Very
yet.
soon.
It's
It
on the
will be.
way.
October
It's on the way.
27th through November 1st, somewhere in between. there.
Sometime in the next week.
Yeah.
This
It's
will be in my
early.
life.
I've had lots of Amazon packages come early here. So
awesome.
yeah, anytime now.
In a world gone mad.
Yeah, I mean, What else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You got to do something worthwhile with.
I
your
mean,
time.
like, is the miniature golf thing that you're thinking about, is that shit like what's the business like? I mean, if people are out there doing regular shit without masks, with masks, and then what would they say when you had the unicorn? And then you could just have the mask on top of that, really.
Right. That's to protect
dude,
from the
that's
Rona.
Such a great idea. We should like.
I got to
put
protect
a
from the
mask-
Rona. And so when I
Some
go into
unicorn-
stores,
The unicorn.
have
mask.
some side have a side of unicorn with your unicorn. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so perfect.
I mean, they're running like kind of normal day. It's like limited capacity. People are supposed to wear masks. A lot of people don't unless the specific business enforces it, which they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I was actually really surprised that miniature golf was even opened. They've like passed such
Yeah.
like strict laws, like not even Disneyland is open.
There you go. Like,
Yeah.
not only that, then then you have to. I heard about that on the radio. You like imagine like bomb ass heat, and then you have to wear a mask outside and that
Oh
shit,
yeah.
and
Oh,
stand
can you
in
imagine being Mickey Mouse in the summer at Disneyland? That's a shit ass job.
fucking.
Oh my
That sucks.
gosh, that would suck so bad.
There was like a guy that posted on Reddit or something a long time ago about being one of those, and he was like talking about how bad it would fucking stink inside of the costume by like
Oh,
the end of the day. And like
ugh.
it's not exactly like a costume that you can just like get cleaned whenever. You know what I mean? Like it's a
yeah.
very like complex, ornate costume. Needs to be handled with care.
Yeah.
So they ain't fucking washing it like every day or nothing.
Kerosene in a match.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly.
yuck.
Fucking-
God's gotta be bad in there.
I dated a kayaker, and his dry suit would just get
Oh.
the most horrific smell
Yeah.
in it.
The
And I
fucking-
imagined
the
that it would be
Famunda.
like that, you know, like ugh,
Oh,
gosh,
and only it ain't under anymore, man. It's spread everywhere.
yeah.
It's taken over like a mycelial bloom. Fucking.
Fucking-
it's
Yeah.
like your clothes are barfing on you. My fucking pants are puking on me, man.
Oh man.
Fucking
When he come up and try to get hugs and shit, like all like fucking.
Ugh.
I just give me
Yeah.
hugs. Give me some hugs. I'd be like,
I'm
nah.
sure I had some times where I was pretty ripe. I spent a period of time being a total dirtbag out fucking climbing, and I would go like weeks without a shower and be climbing like 10 hours a fucking day, living in the desert. Like, I probably came up and hugged some people when really like you probably should have put me into a quarantine fucking locker or something. Like,
Well, I mean, after you've been doing it a while, you kind of it just doesn't register with you anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's how
Yeah. I never thought about it.
I
I'm just thinking about it now, man. This was like 6 years ago. It's like it just now caught up to me.
Damn.
You don't really like it's.
I don't
you know
stink
like-
that bad.
No, I think really it comes down to this is like you get that body
According to
odor,
other people.
especially like at the points where you're releasing cortisol, where you're stressed out. So if you were like climbing at that degree and you were stressed out about something, you probably would have smelled terribly.
I definitely wasn't stressed out.
Exactly.
That's
so
for
that's my
sure.
point. So like
The opposite
Like-
of stressed out at that time in my life.
because you're
Literally the
also
opposite.
like outside in nature and you're just constantly airing out, like I just don't think that you really have that smell like you would
Yeah,
like imagine.
I was
a
taking an
dirtbag
air shower
to
all the
smell.
time because
What?
that's a thing.
in an air shower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An air
showers-
bath.
An air
I'm
bath.
taking an air bath.
Air baths are phenomenal.
Just
I
go stand
highly
up on a cliff and
recommend
let the wind blow at me.
them. Yeah.
Very clean now.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Guys, can you come over here and blow on me really hard? I need to take an air bath.
I've totally taken tons of air baths. I think they're awesome. There's something just so freeing about that. Just the wind cleansing
Yeah.
you like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I could eat down here, like, because we're like literally really close to the ocean, so it's pretty windy sometimes. But we don't have like cool. You have to go upstate for like mountainous views and shit like that. Like
Mhm.
we're below sea level, like here, so pretty fucking flat. But like that'd be awesome. Like I miss like Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. Like just to go tubing down there and all that kind of stuff. Shit would be awesome. Like I miss that kind of stuff. But down here you do it and you get fucking alligators in the water and poisonous snakes and all kinds of shit. Like they'll get you. They will get you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking a swamp, basically.
Right.
Like
Right.
swamps aren't for fucking swimming. Like, they're not. They're so not. Fuck, man. Yeah. I don't know. You gotta do what you gotta do, though, right? Some of those guys from the fucking swamp, like, they're weird, but they're like some of the toughest motherfuckers you'll ever see in your life, dude. And you don't want to fuck with them. That's for sure. They got nothing to lose. They already lost all their teeth and everything. Everything.
My dad
Lost
told me
everything.
stories about how him and his buddy or whatever, he actually go fishing by himself in the Okefenokee swamp. And
Whoa.
snakes,
If
Snakes
it's
would be falling-
Okefenokee is the name of the swamp, you know it's a weird place.
snakes would be falling in the fucking boat. I'm like, nope. Like, and
Yeah.
you're by yourself. If you get fucking nipped or fucking anything, like, you know,
Yeah, and they're
did
like
you have-
water moccasins.
and they're prevalent. Like, yeah,
Are
exactly.
water
Yeah.
moccasins aggressive?
I know
They're
from
dropping
working
into
at
your
the golf
boat. They
course-
don't have to be.
At the golf course when I worked at like the one right up the street, like you would see like countless holes around the ponds that they have right there, and
Yeah.
those were like their nests. And like we
Sure.
had these fly mows that hovered off the ground a little bit, but they hovered so you could get down into the water and not fuck up the mower. So I just remember running the fly mow over top of a hole, and a fucking snake shot up out of the and I let that fucking thing go. Like that shit scared the fuck out of me. So it all depends. Like, does she have like babies? Is she trying to protect something? Like, but
Yeah, it depends.
I'd have to say that was one of the most scariest times. And like, you know, I did that work all the time. It sucked too for like minimum wage. Like this was like years ago too.
You want to do some crazy ass jobs, just start taking minimum wage jobs,
Yeah, it's so true.
dude. It's crazy.
hard jobs. man.
Hard
shit
work and the
sucks.
weirdest shit happens.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
weird shit happens.
The weirdest shit. Like, if you're making $250,000 a year, like the hardest thing that's happening is that like Terry won't get the reports into you. Fucking Steve's always late.
CBS reports.
If you're making $7.90 an hour, you had to pick up a room that was literally just littered with condoms that have like AIDS infested semen in them, and like it's just all over the carpet, and you have to figure out some way to get that up
Yeah.
for $7.90 an hour.
No doubt.
Dude that makes $250K a year is like, man, fucking Terry's just making my life a living hell. And the people that are making $7.90, they're like, hey man, you want to go fucking tubing later and smoke some bowls? Like they're actually still enjoying their life. It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
No doubt.
So weird, man. Like people that make a lot of money, 99% of the time, they're just so fucking boring. Like what a waste of money. You know what I mean? Like, man, honestly, like if you've become rich, if you make like hundreds of $1,000s a year, and you've basically spent all of your money into stuff like having a bigger house, having like several cars, some of which you don't normally use, and like all of these other like securities and shit, and like so basically you live your life like you're broke in a really nice place, and you make like $250,000. You're a fucking waste of money, honestly. Like your money in the hands of a poor person would make so much more joy in the world than you're bringing. Honestly, like it's just the reality of the situation. Like you're fucking boring. What are you gonna do with that? Nothing. That's what you're gonna do with that. You know, you're gonna buy another fucking like a fruit pie for Joan's birthday. You know what I mean? It's just boring shit. That's all you're gonna do. Yeah. Ugh. God. The world needs to be more fun. It needs more people to like be willing to be like
The unicorn.
charge of having fun. Yeah, exactly that. It needs more people that are willing just to be the person that's fucking fun. Like, I think honestly, like, so I've had like a lot of experiences in my life recently, and I'm not gonna get into like all kinds of particulars and stuff, but like, and they've kind of like shifted the way that I was looking at things, but also had me like realize some additional things about myself, and really like. You can definitely like habituate a feeling of discomfort deep enough into yourself that it really just feels like a normalization of who you are. And you don't really even realize that, like in this case, you're boring. You don't realize you're boring.
Yeah.
You think all kinds of things like, oh, you know, like I would love to have some fun and like if the people around me weren't, I just do what the people around me do. So I guess like we're all kind of boring and stuff like that. Like if these are I mean, you could just be the fun one. Like you can fix all that very easily and fix your own life in the process and probably enhance a bunch of other people's,
Yeah.
It's weird. People want to go to school for like 12 years to become a doctor so that they can make the world a better place. Then fuck, you can start today. Throw a party.
Right.
Literally, throw a party, call your friends over, make it good. Make sure everybody has a great time. For tonight, you just made the world a better place. And like in a certain level of functionality, like that's kind of the best that you can ever do is like make right now better. If you're making right now better all the time, then you've made the world a better place with your life. It doesn't matter whether you got a fucking PhD or you just throw a rad party. You know what I mean? Like either one's fine, and everything in between it is a significant contribution to society. Because yeah, we need like a doctor and shit to like mend our wounds or whatever, and we need other people that fill all these roles. But like those fucking people like to have fun too. You know what I mean? And everybody needs that too. Like if we don't have that kind of release, we've seen forever throughout culture. If people don't have that kind of release, they basically go downhill and more downhill until they end up in a place where basically that society kills itself off.
So like right now, like no music venues, like no fucking this or that. Like damn, man.
Yeah,
Like
everybody's worried about like the economy, like the fiscal economy. What about like the psychological economy?
Yeah.
Of the United States, right? Like this was like the land of the free and the place where like other countries look towards to like come here to have fun. And they were like, man, like you Americans can do whatever you want. I mean, being the, the weird guy that lived in his fucking car and traveled around all the time and was always at like the national parks and the cool outdoor place and shit like that and in a vacation spot. I've met a lot of these tourists from other countries that are like, well, it's so cool how good you guys have it over here and stuff like that. Like we can't possibly look like that right now. We can't possibly. It's impossible. Not like we did before.
No.
You know what I mean? And so, like, what does that really do for the psychological economy? And what kind of influence does the psychological economy basically just have, like, on the socioeconomics, the whole of that, right? Which when we're saying that, we're like saying kind of like this kind of economics, also the fiscal economics, but these things all tie together to basically generate a feeling. And when that feeling is pervasive throughout an entire community, basically this is a socioeconomical issue, right? Like the exchange of the energy that generates that feeling that pervades throughout the society. That's kind of the study of socioeconomics, right? So like, what are we really doing for that exchange right now with the place that we're living? Nobody's fucking talking about this. Everybody's like talking about like who's going to be the president next. Spoiler alert, doesn't matter. Literally doesn't fucking matter at all. It will not matter one bit. The same things will happen anyways, and like it's fucking boring, dude. Like we're gonna all get fucking bored and we're not gonna have any way to like release any of that. We're gonna all like slowly but surely and imperceptibly get mad, and then we're gonna start fighting the thing closest to us. This is what always happens. I've worked with so many motherfuckers in isolation therapy. I've gone through a lot of isolation therapy in my own life. I know exactly how it happens, So apparently Kevin got isolated into therapy right there on his own, but I'm ranting anyways. Inside of that kind of isolation therapy, inevitably you end up in a position where you start turning on the people around you, basically. Cool. That's a good dog. Dogs are funny when you have like cords all over the place because they don't care about cords. They do whatever the fuck they want. They don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, going to massage parlors. Yeah, apparently they're doing a little bit of that. They're looking for the release and shit. But like, there's a lot of ways to release, and I'm down with people getting a fucking massage, dude. Like, that's a good thing to do for self-care. It's such a healing practice. It's so beneficial in so many fucking ways. You store so much shit inside of basically your body, or as Jen says, you stuff your issues into your tissues. This is a fucking real deal thing, and this provides some kind of release for that, and that's fucking huge. And a lot of people don't have it. And in certain ways, like socioeconomical problem, we're scaring the world into thinking that, like, I mean, how the fuck am I ever going to get that kind of release if I have to stay 6 feet away from everybody else? Right? Can't have that.
Yeah.
What kind of deficit does that really create? And then realize also on the other side of it, like if you think the economy is getting stimulated right now, realize it's getting stimulated 100% through a bunch of deficit spending. And the fact that your literal fiscal economy is being supported through deficit spending. Verifiable facts of this. Not going to spend any time arguing or supporting it. You can go research it yourself if you disagree with me. We're spending on a deficit, and that's what's basically supporting the economy right now. We're also spending on a deficit in a whole bunch of other ways. And I think so, like in certain ways, like now more than ever, we need basically leaders in the world to step up and basically just be fun. And in certain ways, I think it's like the best thing that you could do for the world right now is like be funner for the people around you, because like in a way that might matter more than we even think it does, like that might actually be the thing that like keeps society afloat, you know? Yeah, it really is great, and a lot of them are so incredible. There's so many good ones, and like there's still even like not enough. That's one thing that's really cool about the space is like there's like not really any competition between body workers, because like there's more bodies than body workers. Like they could every body worker on the planet could have 12 hours a day scheduled of sessions, and there'd be a fucking line out the door still, especially if everybody realized how beneficial it was. It's crazy, you know. Most people are totally in a place too where they're so not used to like investing in themselves. It's crazy. You can go do whatever you want. Like, you know, I talk all day anyways. Actually, I mean, like it's been like an hour. We had some good times. Kevin's rebooting. I thought Willow was gonna come on here. She decided not to. I thought Arya would be here. She decided not to, I guess. And I thought Aaron would be here, but he decided not to, I guess, also. So you know, that's how it is. That's fine. Hopefully we'll see him again some other time. You know what I mean? Well, maybe I guess we'll probably head out of here for now. I appreciate you all joining us. And
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Go be fun and have fun.
Yeah,
and if you
take
don't
care
know
of
what that
yourself.
means,
What you
fucking
were talking like with the massage, he's like, I think it's so important to invest in yourself and love yourself and make sure that you're taking care of you so that you can be the strongest version of you always. Yeah.
bring Kevin back.
Hi,
on.
Kevin. Hi, back. Welcome back.
Jesus
I brought you right back in at 1:11 of the time of the stream running. But I think we'll just call it, because apparently like Aaron's not here and Willow's not here and Arya's not here. So like we've, you know,
Okay.
for a while. And we're good chance that we're back again tomorrow night, because like I have room to like have a fun conversation every night.
Yeah.
But in many ways, like, well, like when you have like a podcast and shit, a lot of times you like feel pressured to have like something to fucking talk about. And like I'm just like the shifts that I've been going through, I don't have anything that I want to talk about. I just want to fucking make jokes all the time.
As long as it's fun and it's funny, yeah, that's fucking awesome. Like literally,
I don't know what anybody
I
else.
spent all day frying my ears out, like editing, doing all that kind of shit. So this has been great for me, man. Like, so if we're gonna do it again tomorrow, I'm game.
Sweet,
Yeah.
man.
And
Yeah.
it's always so good to see you. I think you're
Yeah,
so
you too.
awesome, man. It's awesome.
All right. I love all you guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you
you.
guys.
You're a great,
Love
wonderful
you,
human
Patty
being.
and Willow and
Hopefully we
everybody
get to
else
party
that's watching.
sometime and we can both sit there and play with turntables and train fucking Trainwreck Records. When I started saying like Trainwreck right there, I watched a streamer that's named Trainwrecks, and I was like, wait, is the word train wreck? Like I'm sitting here I thought I was like thinking of his name and then couldn't think of the word, but then I'm like, no, that's right. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, yeah, we could like fucking Trainwreck Records together, and
Yeah,
you know,
hell yeah,
it will sound terrible to everyone, but it will be fun.
absolutely.
But it gets
So-
better and better. Like if you keep on doing it, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You gotta start.
Yeah, if you
somewhere.
suck at something, do it more.
Yeah, like that's
Especially
the-
around
that's the
people.
Yeah,
and that's true.
you'll feel
Kevin,
driven to
right?
get better.
Like especially if you consistently do it in front of people, like you
Yeah.
already hit your worst time you could ever do it, and it's the first time.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's never gonna go worse than it does the first time.
you've ever done it, and it's like the fucking.
You just got to get past
worst
that hump.
time.
It's all downhill from the first time in the good way, right? Like you got the momentum with you.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I did it the first time. It's like literally the first time I've ever done it. And I did it in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It all gets easier from here. I'm already better than that.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
Love it.
anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. We'll
love
probably
you
be back
guys.
tomorrow, probably
Yeah.
after Frank's show or around like the same time. Depends. Maybe we'll be able to get Frank to transition over here if he's already in a talking mood. I don't know. We'll see what's up.
Oh, show, son.
Oh, show.
Oh,
You
show.
actually have a shirt that says that. That's fucking funny. Dude, that's great.
So perfect. I love it. I love it, Kevin. That's awesome. Faux show. Awesome.
All right.
Love you guys.
Well,
We'll see you soon.
thank you all for being here, and we will see you again next time. I'm going to actually let this show ride out with a little bit of James Zabila from the Boiler Room if you want to keep watching it on here. And also, if you're looking for something to laugh at, if you guys remember the movie Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, he's coming out with the second Borat film, and you can watch it for free now. This is not sponsored, I promise. You can watch it for free now on Amazon, in the sense that you can just sign up an Amazon Prime trial under an email account that you literally just made 2 seconds ago, and then you can watch it for free right there on Amazon Prime in the comfort of your own home. And the new one just came out just the other day or today or something, and it looks pretty fucking hilarious. So maybe check that out if you're bored. And anyways, here's James Zabila. Goodbye to Kevin. Goodbye to Jen. Goodbye to Zach. And we will see you guys on the flip side.